For this video, I will give credit to one of our interns, 𝐒𝐚𝐠𝐫𝐢𝐤𝐚 𝐒𝐬𝐡𝐵 who's doing internship with us working remotely. Now, whenever any new employee enters in our organization, we tell them to read 5 or 6 enlisted books, which are a compulsory read for everyone getting into the organization. We make them read these books and do a complete brainstorm and implement a few learnings from these books into their lives so that the principles directly and indirectly get into the organization. One of my favorite self-help books fundamentally changed how I view the micro actions and goal setting. This book is called Atomic Habits. So the idea that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement left a lasting impression on me. This is what Sagnika Naik has kind of, written about and impressed upon after going through the book. Small changes, when repeated consistently, add up to remarkable results. But the same principle applies in reverse. Repeating small mistakes, rationalizing minor excuses, and making poor decisions every day can gradually lead to negative outcomes. We implement this very principle in our organization at Wallfort by way of following tough discipline and understanding and reviewing our investment processes on a continuous basis, so that even a small inkling of a mistake, even if it happens, it does not get repeated. We quickly recognize the mistake does not get repeated and we do our corrective course correction action immediately. The book Atomic Habits uses the analogy of a plane veering off course by just a few inches. This tiny shift can cause the plane to end up in an entirely different city instead of its intended destination. Likewise, small changes in our habits can lead us to completely different lives. While we often expect progress to follow a straight line, the real growth is actually exponential. The J curve, that's what happens in our portfolios also. This is exactly, what I correlate with the phrase that it is not the destination, it is the journey which is important. This phrase is very important. When I read about importance of systems, instead of obsessing over goals, the author encourages the readers to focus on the systems that support these goals. Goals give you direction, but systems are what carry you forward. Fixating on the end result can lead to burnout or even unhealthy coping mechanisms like excessive daydreaming. Alternatively, concentrating on the process improves our chances of success. The author points out that winners and losers often have the same goals. What separates them is the system they rely on. I am repeating this sentence. The author points out that winners and losers often have the same goals. What separates them is the system they rely on. This is very, very important to read and understand. Change does not happen because we want it. It happens when we put ourselves in the right environment to make the change possible. True discipline is not about raw willpower. It is about building a structure that supports consistent action. So rather than striving to be more goal focused, we find it more effective to create a process and a disciplined environment in our office.